Finding problems, that's easy. They exist in every community. I'm Terry Springs, your host. We're looking deeper, and we are talking solutions, finding out how we all can make a difference. Today on Talking Solutions, I'd like to welcome back Don Miller with HopeLink of Southern Nevada.
Thanks, Terry. I'm glad to be here again.
We need to catch up on some things.
We sure do.
Don, even though the word's really getting out about you guys, I think some people who are listening to us today aren't aware of what you do.
HopeLink is a family resource center, one of 5 in Southern Nevada. We help people basically with their problems with homelessness, with hunger, with hopelessness, getting jobs, getting back on their feet again. Our job at HopeLink is to get people back on their feet, and essentially that's what we do.
You said you're one of 5 family resource centers. Is that for all of Southern Nevada?
Right. There's 5 family resource centers in the zip codes of Southern Nevada. We have a set of zip codes in the Henderson, Southeast Las Vegas, and Boulder City area that we serve. It's a population base of almost 500,000 people, so it's one of the bigger ones. And people we serve are children, families, and seniors of all ages, basically. Children with a number of programs towards literacy and differential response, working with CPS, trying to help people get integrated back in their homes. That's part of our task. With children, we have a Kids Link program, which helps clothe kids, give them backpacks and all supplies for the new year. We did almost 800 children this past season. And then, of course, regular rent and utilities and counseling for people to try to help them learn financial stability. Currently, we have a program that all the staff are going through at HopeLink to teach us the principles that we can apply in helping counsel others. So many people who are in poverty or living in poverty, or just below the poverty line, if you will, even that close, have no clue on how to budget. They've never budgeted anything in their lives. They've never made a budget. They've never known the value of a budget because they've never had anything to budget. And so as we help them and they get more stable, we help them to find ways of managing that money well so they can move themselves at least up a couple rings, you know?
If I was in that situation, I would imagine I wouldn't even know where to start.
Most of them have no idea where to start. And so what we do is basic principles, not overwhelm them, but teach them how they can manage their money well. We're moving into the tax season, Terry, and we have our VITA program, Voluntary Income Tax Assistance Program, well underway here at HopeLink. And last year we returned like $1 million in returns to people who would otherwise not get them. We do taxes for free, but we want to help people when that money comes in not to go out and buy 60-inch TVs and stuff like that. That's not really where their money needs to go.
Don't blow it all.
Right.
I've known some other people who have been in less advantageous financial situations, and they end up getting what they consider a windfall. On disability, the amount that was owed to them is paid to them in a lump sum, and it was not handled well. It was just like, wow, I got a bunch of money, now I got to spend it.
Well, we all have dreams. We're Americans. You
Sure.
know, if we can't dream, we can't do anything. But when you're in a position like that, you need to be very, very cautious on how you spend your money, because that windfall of a few $1,000s can make the difference of catapulting them out of their present situation if they can just be disciplined about it.
Just don't spend it on everything you see. You have this new debit card that has money on it. How do people find you at HopeLink, people who need your services?
Well, there's a clearinghouse of information on the web. It's called Nevada211.org, and basically that's a clearinghouse of all kinds of services. But to find HopeLink, we are at linktohope.org. That's link2hope.org on the web. You can access a bunch of services or call us at our number in Henderson at 702-566-0576. We're open Monday through Thursday, long hours, closed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but we work hard.
Don Miller is with us today from HopeLink of Southern Nevada. All of the services you provide, helping people with food, clothing, helping to make sure that they have shelter and that they have the things that they need to step up to that next level to be able to be self-sufficient. But not all of them will find you on their own.
No.
And when you talk about things like providing food, I would imagine that you also interact with other organizations like 3 Square Food Bank, and we have all of these wonderful support organizations. I think you probably do intertwine with them in many ways.
Networking with a number of different organizations in town where we agree and they agree how they'll provide services to our clients and how we can provide referrals to them to help. It's almost always on a cost basis, and it means that we can help people in our service area of Henderson, Boulder City, and Southeast Las Vegas. We can help those people get a number of things for a lot less they might get elsewhere. And with 3 Square, as you said, we can buy a lot more food with $1 that somebody gives than them going to the store themselves and spending that $1. We can buy 3 times as much. So we're always looking for donors and people who want to partner with us in a number of different ways, and that's a very good point.
Talking Solutions is all about about how we can help, and I know there are lots of ways we can help you. I want to know, though, Don, there was an award ceremony of some sort here a month or two ago.
Yes,
you guys got some big award.
This was a big deal. Hope Link of Southern Nevada, we're a very small charity in Henderson, and we were nominated as one of 3 out of a field of 74 charities, one of 3 up against 2 others, quite sizable charities too, for the top charity of Southern Nevada for 2015. So we were honored enough by that, but when we got there that evening and it was awarded to us, we were totally thrilled. The official title was Most Outstanding Nonprofit of the Year 2015. It was an honor given by the Henderson Chamber of Commerce and the Henderson Leadership Council, I think it's called.
Wow.
So, yeah, it just totally blew us away. But you know what? We do really good work. We do it on a dime, and we've done it for almost 25 years now.
I was wondering how long you had been around.
Yeah, it's our 25th year.
I agree that you do some really great work, and I didn't even know that award existed until you guys won it. Good going, Hope Link of Southern Nevada.
I'm very pleased about that.
We were talking about how we can all be of help because the programs, you've got to get some kind of funding somewhere, right?
We go for grants. We get private donors. Sometimes we get people who donate monthly, which we always encourage. But one of our big events that we put on each year is called Art with a Heart. This year is coming up on February 27th, which is about, 20 days from now?
Yeah, not far off.
It's a big event at the Sun City Anthem Ballroom out in Henderson. It's going to be a showcase of some top talent from all over Southern Nevada and California and elsewhere. We've got Jennifer Main coming in. She's a local here.
I know her.
Yeah, she's coming in from California where she's moved.
Jennifer's an artist, local artist.
So she's going to do some scenic art on stage to a musical program, and then that will be auctioned off. We've got Monterey Roseman, who's a complete unknown to you and me and everybody else. He and I became friends about a year and a half ago. He stacks rocks. He's a homeless man who stacks rocks in Monterey, California on the beach for tips. He's working on trying to get out of his situation, but the guy has a craft that is phenomenal. So he said, could I come up and do this performance for you? Now we've got him. We've got probably 8 other different artists, including Hussein, who's a hand balancer from the Guinness Book of World Records and America's Got Talent finalist. We have so many people performing. This is going to be phenomenal.
We've got all the information on the community events pages for all of our Beasley Media Group radio stations.
Oh, thank you.
You've got quite the website, and it does look like there's a lot going on. It's not just art as part of the event.
Interactive performance art. And when you go there, it's going to be something completely different than you've ever expected. I've always built it as not your parents' stuffy fundraiser. It's not that way. We have people like Robin Slanina, who owns Skin City, the body painting place.
Sure, and there's some amazing body art.
Oh, yeah, she's going to be coming and performing for us there. We have Laura Balch, we have Nikki J. Sands. Elvis will be there once again this year. He was there before. We're hoping to get a number of other people who are going to be returning, but people have turned out in droves to want to support this organization, and we are just so very thankful.
Art, and I believe there's food involved.
Last year, we did all the food ourselves, and this year we were approached by a number of different quality restaurants. The culinary artists that we're going to have out there will be Freed's Bakery, who's doing all of the desserts.
Love them.
They are great. #1 favorite in Southern Nevada for years. Tuscany Grill, P.F. Chang's, Bravo, Hash House A Go-Go, Eggworks and Egg and I, BJ's Brew Pub, Raising Cane's, of course, Starbucks, Whole Foods. It's a whole variety of phenomenal food. We have so many different people coming to serve food for us. It's incredible.
Nice. Ticket price?
There's a ticket price of $50 per person.
Okay, so my $50 ticket is going to provide services and wonderful things that Hope Link of Southern Nevada does. It's going to get me in for all of this different interactive art experience, all the different things that are going on, and food.
Oh, yes. It's not just food. It's culinary art.
Yum. It sounds really good.
Yeah, it should be great. We've got the Reinards. We have the Giovanni Venezia Trio. We have a number of different people performing. So it's just way too many people to even mention on air here. It's going to be a full evening. This is our big fundraiser to keep things going. Our Kids Link program is growing. Our Senior Link program going. So we're expecting people to come with open bags, open wallets, open purses, and be willing to bid on things. And there's a silent auction, a live auction, a raffle. So we'll feed you really well and provide you some great entertainment, but we fully expect you're going to come with your wallets open.
Evening kind of event.
5 to 8 p.m. So it's early evening, so you still have the rest of the night to go home. I had to go to bed or go out.
Art with a Heart, $50 ticket, goes to the charity, does some incredible work. If you'd like to find out about it, at Link to Hope, link 2 hope.org.
That's it.
So you'll actually raise a chunk of money out of this.
Well, we're hoping to. We have some hefty goals. We are doing a number of things to try to restructure our purposes, and it's going to require quite a bit of money to be able to do that. So we're depending upon our supporters, and their support base is growing with our recognition of our award that we received. It's making a lot of difference and bringing a lot of people out and more interest in HopeLink, which is really neat. But we're depending upon the event to raise a substantial amount of money. We've got some good goals. We get a lot of our money from grants that we have to write for. Otherwise, we have the upcoming golf tournament. So there's things that are very staff and labor intensive. We'd rather spend our time doing the best work that we do than putting on fundraisers.
Sure. It would be nice if we just all had, for all of our wonderful charities here in Southern Nevada, enough money to take care of everything.
Right.
I know. If is a big word. Don, I'm curious, when someone walks into HopeLink of Southern Nevada and says, I really need your help, what steps do they go through?
It's a very good question. When people come in, they're usually presenting with some kind of crisis or multiple crises, of course. Either their rent is late, utilities are being turned off, they're homeless, if they don't have any food, they've got the family sitting out in the car and they've been driving around trying to find some place they can get diapers for their child. There's a lot of situations that people come in with. First, we have to have them fill out some paperwork and do some things, provide some documentation. So we work to define really where they're at. And then we talk about what their plans could be, where they want to go to, what their immediate needs are, whether it's shelter, whether it's just food, whatever. We'll help provide those needs. But the difference between HopeLink and other agencies in a lot of respects is the fact that we are in it for the long haul. We're not there to just provide their immediate need. We're there to provide for their future needs so we can bring them out of this. If somebody got themselves into a situation where they are not having food, or the lights can't keep on, or they can't pay their rent, something brought them to the place where that's happening. What can we do to help them with the steps to get out of that? And for every person, it's individual, but we require a commitment from people that if we're going to help you, we'll help you very, very generously and very substantially, but we expect that you're going to want to get out of the situation, and you're going to let us help you do that.
Probably in many situations, it's a desperation. The lights are going to get turned off at midnight, and I don't know what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. So they come to HopeLink of Southern Nevada with that, I need you right now. I'm very desperate. I have an immediate need.
Well, Terry, if it were you or I, for instance, or other people in our social circles, we might think a little bit more in advance about how these things are to be handled. When you have people who are living crisis to crisis to crisis, that's the way they live, and so they don't think in advance. What we have to do as case managers is look at these people and say, these aren't people who think like you and I. These are people who think differently. They're accustomed to crisis, and so their life is just managing this crisis to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. We try to help teach them to have foresight so that they don't get themselves caught in this. So there's a lot of principles that we have to teach, a lot of information we have to impart to them, oftentimes at a very basic level, so that they can grasp that and move on. But the people who have moved on are really in wonderful places right now. Many people who, for instance, on our supportive housing program, they have gone 2 years now, graduated from the program that helped them with their rent and utilities at the start. Gradually, they got better jobs and greater income. We paid less, and they graduated from that. About 98% of those people are doing wonderful these days.
Crisis to crisis is a terribly hard way to live.
Yeah, but for so many people, that's just the way it is.
But with HopeLink, once they enter the system and they pledge that I'm in this with you, you're going to help me do better. And I can't imagine how we're going to be able to do it, but I believe you. Let's do this.
And you know what? Full circle, I think that's what people who are donors want to hear, that they're going to give their money to a place that is going to think long term, that's actually going to do something, not just feed somebody for a day, but teach them what they need to learn and bring them out of it. What we're finding is, because that's how we do it, we're attracting a lot of people who are interested in putting their money where it can pay off that way.
Long-term success stories.
Yeah.
And you hear back from these people, I bet, after they get out and on their own.
Oh, we don't let them go. When people come into our program, we've managed their initial crisis and got them on a path. We want to make sure that this is something that is sustained that's going on with them. They are indeed out of poverty, or they're out of that crisis, and they have something better to hold on to. So all of us use our computer calendar programs, and we have a 30, 60, 90, 120-day checkup on them.
Do you have an estimate on how many people are actively going through these positive changes and up and out of poverty?
We serve like 8,000 to 10,000 people per year. Those are unduplicated people who just walk in the door or we meet on our outreach. Myself, I'm the senior specialist, and so I work with senior citizens who are the lowest of low income on an outreach basis to go meet them where they are because they find it difficult to have any transportation, of course, and they're very timid. So I go out there and befriend them and try to figure out their situations and help them through it. I bring programs out there on site to teach them financial guidance. I'll bring people who come out there on site to do assessments for hearing. For instance, Jeannie Pearman with Tobin Hearing comes out and she does assessments on people, and we have an agreement with them. They provide hearing aids to our most needy clients at no charge. So we partner with all these people, bring the programs out there, but I meet with them to ensure that they're on the path out. We keep copious case notes, and when they come back, I pick up right where we left off.
So you have a big family, generally.
You bet.
All these different ages. You've got them from kids to single moms to struggling families to people who maybe you've helped find work and get established and not have to worry about not being able to afford a place to live.
It's pretty nice when you have events like this, that events happen with people that are truly life-changing. As you know, I'm a writer and I write stories on Facebook all the time about my experiences with these people, and it's just wonderful. But when you have people come back or write letters or send emails or make phone calls to you that say, hey, I just want to let you know I'm doing well, then you know you've done well.
Don Miller is with us today from Hope Link of Southern Nevada. And yes, we are Facebook friends, and yeah, I do see your writings. One of the reasons why I always want to get you back in here to talk about Hope Link of Southern Nevada is because you have great passion for what you do.
As you well know, because you know me personally, I've got my own story that brought me to where I'm at today. But my enthusiasm for Hope Link and working nonprofit has not waned ever since I've been there 3 years in April. It's only become more enthusiastic. It's neat because you're working at a place that you know it's very well managed. There's no waste. Always looking forward to what we can do and what we can do next season, next year with the next person walking in the door. That's pretty inspiring, you know? I left my businesses of advertising and counseling and decided I'd go into nonprofit. There's not a whole lot of money in nonprofit, but who cares? You get paid off in so many different ways in terms of seeing changes in people.
Being able to help somebody else. We've talked about that many times on different shows about giving back or helping out the community, help and the splashback that you get. It's hard to beat the feeling of helping somebody else.
The hardest thing, Terry, is communicating on the radio right now out to people and try to convince them that they could actually have that feeling. If they haven't had it before, they're not likely to unless they just jump in and try it, and they'll see exactly what you and I see.
I find that the more that you do, the more that you give, it comes back to you in such a positive way. It fuels you and you want to do more. It becomes kind of an addictive thing in itself in that I just know that I can make a difference for somebody else. And my whole thing has been, can I make somebody else's day better today?
Yep.
We can all do that. It's not that hard, and it feels really good. Hope Link of Southern Nevada. Don Miller is with us. Now, we talk about raising funds to fuel these wonderful things that you do for so many people in southeastern parts of Clark County. What did you say? About 500,000 people fall within your area?
Right.
I know we've talked about Art with a Heart, which is coming up on the 27th. You also told me that we're coming up on Nevada's Big Give.
We are coming up on Nevada's Big real quick, too. It's going to be Thursday, March 10th, and it's an all-day Big Give. And if you haven't participated in it before, what it is a day reserved for online giving to your favorite nonprofit, your charitable organization. And HopeLink is one of those registered. And you can search for HopeLink, or you can search for any other charity of your choice at razoo.com. razoo.com, and you can make your choice for HopeLink or another charity. Find out some things you want to find out about a charity and then give generously either on a one-time basis or a recurring basis. But many, many, many charities, I think last year they raised $500,000 in 24 hours.
And we want to do more. But I want to say last year, maybe total number of 501c3 charities that were involved, probably more than 400 statewide.
Oh, yeah. HopeLink has consistently been top 10 on both new donors as well as amount raised. Last year we raised, I think, about $12,000, which was significantly more than the year before. This year we're hoping to double that because we got it earmarked for certain programs that are going to benefit us in the long term for some clients, particularly our kids clients when we're talking about our in-school literacy programs and family literacy programs.
It's so simple to do. Razoo.com hits me every month because I've got a recurring thing going on. HopeLink of Southern Nevada right there. You could make even a donation of $10 or something.
The minimum is $10. The maximum is unlimited, of course. And And we always recommend when you're making a donation to somebody, consider making it a recurring donation, because once you put your heart to that, your checkbook, your bank account to that, it's real simple. They take it out each month. It's only $25 perhaps, and you don't even miss it. But the world of difference you do for that charity chosen is amazing.
So easy to start with Nevada's Big Give, which you said is on Thursday, March 10th.
Yep.
This is a very giving community. I see it all the time. Get yourself started with a one-day donation for Nevada's Big Give, and it's so easy to make it monthly recurring, and you don't feel it at all. So you got a couple of different fundraisers coming up.
Spring is a big time for us. Art with a Heart on the 27th of February. We got the Big Give on March 10th. We've got the golf tournament for Hope Link's Striving for Hope golf tournament coming up in the spring. We're going to be busy all the way along, but we never lose focus on why we're here, to help people who need help, and we can't do it without these fundraisers.
I know when we've talked over past months, we talked about school supply and backpack drives, and then we had the coats for seniors. Got through the holidays, and now here we are into 2016 and moving forward and doing even more.
It just goes so fast, it seems.
I know. We were just talking about how, wow, what happened to January?
I know.
It does. It goes fast. But a lot of good things being done by Hope Link of Southern Nevada. As far as contacting you, I know the website, link2hope.org.
Yes, it is.
Link2hope.org. Phone number?
Phone number is 702-566-0576. And we are open Monday through Thursday, starting at 8 a.m. until about 5:36 p.m. So feel free to call. But link2hope.org is our website. You can always find information there or contact us there as well.
You serve so many different types of people. As you're planning out the future, because you were talking about things like Nevada's Big Give, hoping to bring in funds so that you can carry out other type programs, what sort of things are you looking at down the road that you would like to be able to do?
Well, there's something that I personally have a hope for. We find that so many people, particularly senior citizens, which is kind of the cohort that I work with, so many senior citizens get only $16 a month in food stamps as their maximum, just because of the math and the way that's figured on low-income seniors. But $16 a month, of course, doesn't buy enough food for the month. So Hope Link has a mobile grocery store that we set up every year at a couple outreach sites, and we're trying to expand those outreach sites. We've got some programs going on for that, which means we bring dairy, produce, and perishables and bring those things to where the seniors are and let them shop, basically. We have canned goods, we got other things as well, but for the most part, foods that they oftentimes can't get. $16 a month, imagine feeding yourself. People sometimes can't feed themselves on $16 a day.
I know, and I've dealt with SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, and programs like that in the past, and the amount that you get is minuscule. I was doing it for a week as a media outreach type program. It was myself and my husband. I know the mayors were in on it, and this was a couple of years ago. I'm giving Mayor Lee of North Las Vegas my recipe for veggie lentil soup, and I'm saying it'll make stuff for days for you, because we're all trying to figure out how are we going to be able to stretch this to make this work.
Well, that's one of the programs that we have talked about at Hope Link, wanting us to expand. There are a number of things with children as well. We're in 14 different schools, so the Breakfast Book Room Literacy Program, and the kids who are involved in the program are involved with their parents. And post-program results show that 90% of them, their reading skills have dramatically improved. That's one of the very effective programs that we have. We're just like anybody else. We will start programs. If they're not effective, we'll can the programs to start something different that is more effective. Because if people are going to spend their money on supporting an agency that is out there making a difference, we want to demonstrate that we can make a difference.
Young to old, you've got all kinds of things that you're doing.
All kinds of things. We're doing financial literacy classes. We're doing parenting classes. Our rent and utility services are the meat and potatoes of what we do, because so many people enter our program through a crisis like that.
Because they're desperate. I need it right now.
Absolutely. They're desperate. They need something right now. And so that's the primary way that many people enter our program. And then we expand in providing services that they didn't know were available, and then move them into a different phase, which is, of course, building their knowledge base and hope base, if you will, that things can be different.
So that they don't have to do this dramatic,
right.
I have to have it right now. I can't pay the rent.
That's right.
I can't keep the power
That's
on.
where the most excitement comes in my job, is when you see people, you see that light go on and they realize, hey, I don't have to live like this. I don't have to live from crisis to crisis. And you go, right on.
That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah.
We talk about how people can help organizations like Hope Link of Southern Nevada financially, supporting your fundraisers, Art with a Heart on the 27th, Nevada's Big Give on the 10th month of March. Do you ever need volunteers? Maybe they don't have the funds to help, but they'd love to be a part of what you're doing.
Absolutely. We always need volunteers helping with different programs. The heart of people is pretty wonderful. People out there, once they hear about what we do, call us wanting to do something in some way significant, which is wonderful. That inspires me. It says there's still good people out there.
We got a lot of them. Hope Link of Southern Nevada. You talked, Don Miller, about it being a small charity, but a charity that's made such an impact that you got the award.
Yeah.
What was the name of it again?
It was the most outstanding nonprofit in Southern Nevada in 2015.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You are making an impact.
Small place making big difference.
You are making a difference. So if you'd like to help out with Hope Link of Southern Nevada, check out their website. Link, 2, hope.org. Link2hope.org has all the information. You can also take a look at our Talking Solutions Facebook page for all the links and a podcast of today's discussion. Thanks for coming in.
Terry, it's always a joy to be with you.